It is indeed a pleasure to have this privilege to play here for you. We intend to give you a very fine program, so just settle back, relax, and enjoy the moment.
I'm sitting so awkwardly. What? Mic check, mic check. Good morning, Meg. Good morning, Whiskey Meat. Good morning. I like my t-shirt. Shout out Mess in a Bottle. Black woman owned t-shirt company. I wore this on the plane. It's always a gamble. It's always a gamble when when I used to work for BVM, we used to talk about this, me and my colleagues. Shout out Dean. Shout out Anthony. Dean Anthony, excuse me. We used to talk about that a lot. Like if we would walk, because when I worked for Black Voters Matter, we flew often, and so we would be traveling a lot to meet up in Atlanta and stuff like that. And whenever we would fly, of course, like BVM, among the work they do to advocate for, essentially advocating for and fighting for access to the ballot. BVM is also known for their branding, like the hoodies that I wear, the t-shirts. But when you walk through an airport, let me tell you something, you're going to get that random selection when you wear things that might have a message, but I took the gamble. What up, D Bartlett? Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Welcome to Mic'd Up in the Morning with Mika. I'm your host, Mika. You know what? I was gonna talk about some pretty heavy things today. We're gonna have to rip the Band-Aid off. I wanted to, and I probably do it next week. So Monday is a holiday. I know a lot of people are already on their way to on their way to like travel, on the way to the airport, enjoying their holiday weekend, or on the way to on the road, heading on the road, having a road trip. For those who are really trying to take precautions with Delta and Lambda and Mu. Is it Mu or New? What's the new variant that's floating around? Hey. Is that Katie? Hey, Katie. Hey, B-Man. But next week, I think I'm just going to go ahead and tackle. So there was news around the, oh my God, I don't want to say his name wrong. Y'all, I'm having a little brain fart. Hold on 1 second. Elijah McClain, his case, Elijah McClain was killed by police, after being shot with, he was killed by EMTs and first responders, after they questioned him walking home from the store. No jail record, no nothing, no gun, but was injected with ketamine because he resisted arrest, right? All that nonsense. I wanted to talk about the death of Elijah McClain and the recent charges that charged the EMTs, because why I want to talk about it. Because it's important to lift up the case. I see you, Whiskey Knee. It's got a little bit of a lag in the comment section, but I got you. Yes, but I wanted to connect it to Charleston because of the James Britt case, the white Mount Pleasant man that was also shot with ketamine by EMTs and subsequently died. And I want to get into that again, but I didn't want to start. Well, I mean, we're going to talk about COVID, but talking about the extrajudicial killings of Black people, it takes a lot, and so I want to prepare it, and then also make sure that I provide enough content warnings and whatnot. So that's something I'll do next week. But Monday is a holiday. I know some of y'all be sleeping in or wrestling with the kids or whatever. I will be talking about this city's connection to Labor Day. And so we'll be talking about all that delicious, beautiful, wonderful Black Labor Day history here in South Carolina, the cigar factory strike, a number of things. We're gonna lift up labor. We're gonna revisit. We're gonna do kind of like a greatest hits, but I'll be live. We're gonna talk about the Charleston 5. We're gonna talk about a lot of things regarding labor. We're gonna revisit the MUSC worker strike. We're gonna talk about it all. You know what I mean? Good morning, Joni. Yeah, light stuff, right? Light stuff versus lighter stuff. Yeah. What up, Paul? Who's this? Paul? Which Paul is this? Is it Paul D. Garb? I can't see. And I be saying y'all names wrong like crazy. All right, but let's get to it. So, if you got the newsletter, hopefully you are subscribed to the newsletter. If somebody wants to help, it's not obligatory, but if you've gotten the newsletter this morning and you want to jockey out of Twitch real quick to just like copy and paste the link, you can do that here and you can sign up. But if you got the newsletter this morning, you saw that we're going to be talking about our number one status, right? Charleston and South Carolina, not Charleston today, but South Carolina. Charleston, but South Carolina specifically, always be topping these lists. And it's not the good list, not the list we want, right? And so we are number one. And shout out to y'all who mentioned it yesterday in the chat. You know, we lead the nation in infection rates. We're going to get into that coverage. Also, you know, MUSC issued some press statements that I wanted to visit. The most recent one I found regarding the ICU bed availability. Again, something that you all lifted up in the chat yesterday, which was super dope. Hey, I knew it was Paul G. How you doing? Yeah. So I wanna lift that up. Let me go ahead and switch up. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Jessica. Found out this morning your son's entire class is now quarantined. That's the other thing. I woke up this morning and saw a number of schools going virtual today or starting next week. Yeah. Let's go real quick. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Good morning. Hey, okay, y'all popping in the chat. I love it. So yeah, I queued up some YouTube videos. We're gonna talk about Charleston County employees. That's a new headline as well. Let me just go to let's hit it. Let's go to of course it's over here. Yo, I got my mouse is just like, my mouse is like, yo, I give up. I've been riding with this mouse since like, this little mouse is not dragging and dropping. It's not cooperating for your girl. Oh no, hold up. I'm trying to drag and drop and it's doing everything but. Nope, we want to get you over here. Come on. There we go. All right. All right, so this is today's front page of today's paper, front page of Post and Courier. See at the tip top, Ida blindsides the Northeast. That's the other thing. I am taken aback by oh my God, what Philly looks like. Somebody I'm not gonna show the meme, but somebody created a meme. Philly looks like, you know, looks like Italy, like you would expect a gondola to come down. The center city, the flooding in Jersey and Delaware Valley, Pennsylvania, the flooding, Wayne, Passaic County is bananas. We already saw the subway stuff yesterday. I mean, I was just there last week. I was just on the subway throughout the whole damn city. It felt like I was just in Passaic County. I was just in Hudson County, all of that. I was just in at least 3 boroughs when I was up north. It's just really, really, really crazy, the fallout from Ida. So that's at the tippy top of the paper. And then we have McMaster seeks $360 million for I-26 work. So this is COVID aid. So it's crazy how Republicans can find justification, or conservatives can find justification to support infrastructure with COVID funds, and it's crazy how like they can come up with justifications to use that money for that. But when the Democrats are making the case that the COVID relief helps support infrastructure, it's largely rejected. All right, here's also some more news here. Bus rides to beach are free, right? But few choose to hop aboard. Y'all, yeah, I'm gonna say this. What is the city, what is the county doing to really promote public transit and these options? There is no robust campaign to tell folks that these rides exist or what Carter does. So yeah, I'm sure, and this is a driving area, like people, because we don't live in really walkable places, people have just grown accustomed to taking their cars everywhere, right? And I'm not a transit or public transit specialist or anything like that, but I just know if you want people to use these things, if you want less cars on the road, show it. Start a robust campaign. Do something. Let people know about these options. Talk about the benefits. Create incentives. Do things. I don't get it. When New York opened up, I'm up there, and New York is like, we're open, our beaches are open. You see it everywhere, you hear it everywhere. I know I keep comparing, but it's a good example. If you really want people to take advantage of these things, you make it publicly known that these things exist. Outside the paper, I honestly don't know anything about transit if I'm not getting Transit Williams newsletter either. All right, South over here to the right. South Carolina justices rule against Columbia's mask law. This should have been above the fold top. The Post and Courier be on some real. Let me talk like Philly real quick. Some real nut ass shit. This is a huge story. This is what we're gonna jump into. So as we learn that that South Carolina tops the list for being number one with COVID. This should be above the fold, big, bold. It should be bigger than this. The Carter thing's important. Public transit is important, but like, come on. Like, this is huge. South Carolina justices rule against Columbia's mask law. Let me blow it up a little bit so I can read it a little bit. Let me move it over. All right. Can't read it here. That's not big enough. Let me get a little bit bigger. Oh, just a bit. Okay, it says the South Carolina Supreme Court unanimously rejected Columbia's new ordinance requiring masks in schools, a move meant to circumvent a 1-year ban on such COVID mandates paused by state lawmakers. The decision came just 2 days after the state high court heard arguments from attorneys working with South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson, who filed the suit, and lawmakers for the state's second largest city. Excuse me, I read that super wrong. Sorry about that. The decision came just 2 days after the state's high court heard arguments from attorneys working with South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson, who filed the suit, and lawyers for the state's second largest city. Okay. Let's go to the front page of the state newspaper today. This is the front page of the state newspaper. Again, one thing to watch, y'all. We're gonna watch how COVID moves through this college football kicks off this weekend. So we're gonna see how COVID kind of disrupts that experience as well. We're looking at Gamecocks, we're looking at Clemson, right? Just the two, but we're also looking at Furman and other places, right? So this is a state did they due diligence. Front page, above the fold, big and bold. I got you in the chat session. I'm coming. All right, court strikes down city's mask mandate for schools. Now I'm gonna back it out a little bit. So this is again above the fold, and then here in the middle, sad news or sad story. Shout out Tom. Shout out B-Man. We were talking about this yesterday. The twins that died in the car is super sad. I honestly didn't even click on that story because it's just super sad. They might have been in that car for 9 hours. Hey. But again, looking at the largest statewide news outside of those tragic deaths of those children, we have also some booster information here. COVID booster shots coming to South Carolina long-term care facilities. So our most vulnerable populations are going to have access to the booster first. I'm tracking that because, of course, my wonderful parents are excited to take advantage of the booster. And so I'm looking out for when that becomes available. But again, we're going to talk more about this. We're going to watch the news clips, some local news coverage about the court striking that down. What we got here? Oh, and this is the story right here that also, so as I teased out before I hopped on the live stream, Charleston is number one in COVID. But this other story that's printed today, Emily Williams, who wrote the Gullah tourism story that we shared this week. Well, Emily wrote this story as well. Charleston has topped the lists of tourist destinations, so people are flying here. So we're going to read this together, but let's back it out a little bit first and get to the local news regarding our numbers Hold on one second. I want to eventually, what we're going to do, we're going to read, not this one. This is also another story, Charleston County mandates. I got these tabs open, y'all, because I just had to find this article real quick. Charleston County mandates COVID-19 vaccines for all county employees. I think Summy's taking a victory lap on that one. Big Bear Summy, not Little Bear Summy. And then this headline from a couple days ago, South Carolina tops entire country for COVID case rate as hospitals report record COVID patient count. And we know that our neighboring state, Georgia, just made records too, unfortunately, with COVID as well. So we're topping this list for COVID case rates, right? And then let me go right back. We're topping this, and also we're the number one top destination for vacationers as Labor Day kicks off. Jessica, let me read your comment. Let me read some top comments. Good morning, Justin. Y'all are really, this is great. Oh, what's up, Joni? You got your shirt already? Damn, they were cool. That's good to hear. Let me go back down. Whiskey, what you say? What did Jessica say? Hold up. Oh yeah, y'all were responding to Jessica's son's class. Absolutely. Jessica, you went on to say you got their results back this morning. Both are negative, so that's great. Your kids, thank you for sharing that. Boston Say News. Joy, I'm glad you get my Boston Say reference, my avatar reference. It is Boston Say News. Post and Courier does not want to disrupt those tourists who woke up this morning and made it down to the lobby for probably a complimentary copy of the Post and Courier or some shit. Jessica, you went on to reply to Joni. Joni, what did you say, Joni? Joni, you said, and our superintendent said we still have to wear masks. So this is that Dorchester? Is that Dorchester? No, you in Richland. Are you in Richland? I can't remember, Joni. You said your superintendent said you still have to wear masks. You said you were glad that he's trying to protect the kids, and then Jessica, you responded and you said you're glad. Truly, our school. You talking about your school, Dorchester District 2. So yeah, Dorchester District 2. Jessica, you're saying the school board meeting this week was ridiculous, right? Barbara Crosby, who has been problematic for years, said we know some of them are gonna die. Really? That's crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to you, Paul. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. It really helps. That sucks. That is cold. It's crazy. And I'm telling you, like when it said, okay, so then Meg, you went on to say continuing her temper tantrum. I guess you're talking about Crosby. So who's not running for re-election? Crosby? All right, let's go. Let's hit it off. Let's get to the video, some videos. Let's see what really encompasses what's going on. The CDC is recommending folks don't travel. As to somebody, I think somebody, dropped that in the chat. So we're going to get that Labor Day travel concerns. Let's get this one right here. Boom. And then we'll read the other story about the nation needing vaccines
mandatory for all employees. This comes after hours of deliberation and discussion between medical officials and council members. News 2's Lexi Moore joins us now live from North Charleston. And Lexi, you sat in during that meeting. What did leaders say was their overall reason for making the vaccine mandatory?
Yeah, Carolyn, Charleston County is the second local government to make this decision now that the Pfizer vaccine has full FDA approval. Leaders say by October 24th, all employees must be fully vaccinated. Charleston County Council mandating COVID-19 vaccines for all county employees as cases surge throughout the Low Country.
We must do what we can to mitigate this COVID-19 and this Delta variant.
Council members like Henry Darby going back and forth whether or not to support the requirement, but wanting an outcome that benefits the health of children who are not able to receive vaccinations.
Really affected my contemplation in terms of voting for the mandatory vaccination the need of helping the children.
Chairman Teddy Pryor said with 54 county employees testing positive in the month of August, the requirement is also important to continue government operations.
It is the position of county council, I believe, when I take an oath, to do what's best for the citizens of Charleston County.
Council members say there will be exceptions made for religious or medical reasons. Those who are exempt will be subject to routine testing.
At least once a week or twice a week to make sure that you're healthy enough to come in, and it will require wearing a mask at all times.
Chairman Pryor says he hopes other local officials take the same precautions to keep staff healthy.
We must do what we can to mitigate some of this what's going on.
I see you in the chat.
Charleston County Emergency Management also mentioned tonight they're working to get a third booster shot of the Pfizer vaccine for all county employees available by September 20th once there's full FDA approval. Reporting in North Charleston, I'm Lexi Moore. Count on 2.
Okay, shout out Lexi. All right, let's go back a little bit. I'm looking in the chat right here. So, what's that, Katie? Katie, you said it's number 1 for cases, no ICU beds. We're still, and we're still inviting 40K people here in 2 weeks for the bridge run. Oh yeah. Oh, that's 2 weeks away. Evelyn put that on my radar. 2 weeks. Organize the brain work in 2 weeks, huh? 2 weeks, huh? 2 weeks, huh? Okay. Okay. Let me keep running, right? Let me keep reading. I'm gonna flip the screen real quick to Katie's point. Let me put this up real quick. Y'all see that? Y'all see that better? All right, this is from yesterday. Helen Adams, MUSC. What we may be getting close to a max as TriCounty sets new COVID record. Hop back over to the chat and read what y'all are saying. Darby originally thought the meeting was about masks. He looked like he didn't have his wherewithal. Teddy Pryor sounded more prepared, sounded more like, okay, I know how to engage with this issue. Darby looked a little out of sorts. That was just my observation. Jessica, you went on to say, talking about you were responding to Joni. What did Joni say? School board member said kids are going to die, and you asking Jessica to clarify, and then you says, oh, I would have told her to catch me outside. How about that? And then Jessica, you said she took an interview with Live 5 to defend herself on social media. Oh, social media blew up. I'm sorry. I feel like this is a dereliction of duty. I did not cover that because I'm with all of that. Oh, for real? Wait a minute. I gotta find that. Live 5 News. Let me just Google. Hold on. What's her name? Crosby? Dorchester School Board. Yeah. Let's do this. Hold up. Y'all gotta wait, what? This isn't recent. Let me see. If y'all got the link, Java, I can click on your links. I hit the news tab. I hate when that happens. Let me see. 1 day ago. Nope, switching. Reelect. Nope. Yeah, if y'all got it, let me know. Let me know. That sounds pretty heinous. It sounds pretty heinous. Let's read this right here from MUSC one more time, and then we'll switch back to another video news clip. Again, this is out yesterday, September 2nd. All right, the Charleston Tri-County area's weekly COVID case rate just shot up another 25%, going from about 5,600 cases to almost 7,000, a new pandemic high. Damn. It's a big number. It's growing fast. The slope is steep, said Dr. Michael Sweat. Y'all remember Dr. Sweat was at City Council a couple weeks ago. Said Dr. Sweat, PhD. Dr. Sweat, leader of, I know I'm horrible, leader of COVID-19 tracking team at the Medical University of South Carolina. The slope is the rate at which case numbers is rising. All right. So I'm gonna pause it there, and then I'm gonna hit back over here, and let's look at this. This is South Carolina health officials, again, to bring it back to those kids, to bring it back to the schools. Let's look at this. This is from WSPA News. Let me pause it, rewind it.
South Carolina State Health Department says children are now making up the larger percentage of the state's COVID-19 cases. This is coming as DHEC reports more than 3,000 cases in our public and private schools.
I'm going to turn off this closed
Jason
caption.
Raven has the latest.
According to DHEC, since mid-August, the 11 to 20 age group in South Carolina has accounted for the highest number of COVID-19 cases in the state. Now, this past week, state health officials reported more than 7,700 cases for that age group. And DHEC medical consultant Dr. Jonathan Kanuka says the 0 to 10 age group is not far behind. Since August 21st, they have accounted for the second highest number of cases and saw the largest percentage increase among all age groups. Dr. Kanuka says the return to school without face covering requirements has led to this uptick in cases in children.
What we're seeing, I think, across the state right now is in a setting with
I'm
a
reading
highly
the chat.
transmissible Delta variant strain of COVID-19, where children are now congregating in school settings with, some people wearing masks, but, I would say there's probably a large proportion who aren't wearing masks. It's kind of a perfect storm for higher numbers of COVID cases.
I see you, Meg.
Now, data from DHEC shows the 11 to 20 age group accounts for about 22% of the new cases reported in the state since August 21st. Now, masks remain optional in South Carolina schools. The state Supreme Court of South Carolina is expected to rule on a mask mandate prohibition lawsuit soon.
The majority of children, recover from COVID-19 infection. So don't get me wrong on that standpoint, but we've had 15 deaths in the pediatric population so far from COVID-19, whereas, in the past year, we had no deaths from flu.
The South Carolina's Children's Hospital Collaborative, a group of children's hospitals
But
in
it's
South
just the
Carolina,
flu. It's just the
is
flu.
reporting 12 children are in their ICUs with COVID-19, and 5 of them are on ventilators. Officials say 68% of South Carolinians between the ages of 12 to 19 are not yet vaccinated. In Columbia, Jason Raven, 7 News.
Okay, wait, who sent it to me? He says I sent you. You said you sent me the link on Messenger. I don't see it on Facebook. Man?
Turning now to a very important story about healthcare costs.
Whoa. I didn't see it. If you sent it to me, I'm looking at Facebook message.
South Carolina State Health Department says.
Sorry, y'all. I don't see it. You sent me, Meg. If you sent it to me, let me see. You sent it to me a while ago. I'm sorry to make y'all work so hard. Yeah, send it. I don't see it. But if you send it again, I'd be dope. Okay. Okay, let's get to another. Let's see. I'm gonna switch back to that story. I want to read that, and then I want to read so we basically we already covered this story. Charleston County mandates COVID-19 vaccines. So we already did that. So let's read this story. Again, I'm encouraging you all to use your library card. I do have the papers open here and all that. But this story right here, in the essence of just trying to be quick, I guess. Okay, Can account. Oh, just a few minutes ago. Can what? Instagram though? I'm sorry, Facebook or Instagram? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like that, but I don't know. I never use Facebook Messenger for Can on Facebook. But if you send it to me, let me see. I have to open up Facebook on I'll open up Facebook. That's okay. Let me y'all, I hate Facebook. Y'all don't know how much I hate Facebook. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of great people on Facebook. That's the reason why I made an effort to live stream there. I don't want to open up too much. Let me see. Pages I manage. Oh. See how I don't open none of this shit. Yeah. I got you. Here we go. Thank you. I appreciate you. That was painless. So what's this? This is okay. I've never seen this countdown. I got you. What's this? I never 2, 1.
Good evening, everybody. We're back again for another episode of One-on-One Conversations. Tonight, of course, we're talking about Dorchester District 2 becoming the latest district to switch to all virtual learning, at least for a few days. The option they chose tonight was option B, which is 7 days of the students outside of the classroom learning at home. We heard.
Y'all tell me what day it's from again one more time.
From Mr. Justin Farnsworth about
thank you for all your hard work
40 minutes ago, and now Miss Barbara Crosby is joining us
to
talk about what was voted on and how she feels about the vote. Ms. Crosby, thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
Okay, thank you, Joy.
You walked out of the meeting tonight before it was over. Can you tell us what was going through your mind as you walked out of the door after that vote?
I've never done that before. I've been on the board for 13 years, and over 20,000 voters think I'm doing my job. Well, tonight,
wow,
several people had already said that they were going with letter C, and at the last minute we took the vote, they flipped, and I don't do that. I stay in my ground. I say what I believe, and I don't flip-flop. And I was very hurt and disappointed they did that.
You hurt,
and I just thought I just had to get up.
So you feel like they broke alliance with you? A few other board members broke alliance with you in terms of what you had already.
The thing about, again, what really like burns my biscuits is you're trying to grandstand, sis. You're trying to grandstand. You're trying to pander to a base of people who are not the majority, just vocal nut jobs. And I'm sorry to be using that language. It's somewhat ableist. But as a nut job myself, as someone with mental illness, I'm gonna use that term. Like you grandstand to capitulate to this heinous, disgusting faction. And you don't know how to, it really pisses me off that you don't know how to be a politician, that you can't anticipate things. You can't understand why folks don't vote your way, right? Jessica, you said here she is in, okay, I got you. Okay, I'm gonna read this in a second. Yeah, 13 years is too long. You shouldn't be on that long. You're not entitled. And if you can't handle it, somebody should really run against her and use her walking out on those kids for an ad, because she just turned her back on those kids. It's same thing with Harry Griffin. Oh, I don't like what my colleagues do, so I'm going to join the Proud Boys. I'm going to join the Proud Boys because you guys don't support me. Instead of like lobbying, instead of creating some sort of partnership or something, and being able to effectively engage with the issue. I honestly don't like walking out. I get it when it's really something like high, like a big moral issue, or something really unjust takes place, but you not getting your way is not justification. I really want to see this TikTok.
Agreed upon. Is that what I hear you saying?
Correct. And we had already taken one vote, not the vote, but we had already
I got you,
asked,
Jessica.
I made the nomination for C, and it was seconded by Miss Wimberly, and they said how many who, and then the
She's
other
not
two
explaining
voters,
anything either.
What's
go with,
C? C.
What's AC? What is it?
And then they flipped after the discussion.
That's the point.
There are some people on social media and some people we've talked to and heard from who don't really feel that you have maybe the heart of the children in mind. They felt like you acting in that manner went against what was best for the children, the teachers, and the staff. But this is your opportunity to let us know, why did you vote that way? Was it just because you had given your word?
No. Raphael, I was a teacher for 30 years in elementary school. If I didn't love kids and care about kids and teachers, why would I have gotten on a school board and been on it for 13 years?
Because you like power. You like to feel important.
I love my teachers. I love the district that I'm working for right now. But I feel like I've been in those shoes. I feel like I know what's going on. And no, I'd never had to go through COVID. But the people that feel like I don't care about the kids, it's just like I fought that battle. I was advocating for kids going back to school. They said, you don't support us. You're not with us. I said, that's not it at all. Kids need to be in school for an education. Again, when it came up about the mask, I said, I think it should be a parental choice. They said, you don't care about our kids. Raphael, I care about kids. I love them.
I'm waiting for her to say where we, what is it? Where we go one, we go all. I'm waiting for her to say some QAnon bullshit because she is literally copying and pasting. She's literally repeating almost verbatim these QAnon unmask our kids bullshit rhetoric, like almost verbatim. Yeah, you advocated for the kids going back to school. You're not talking about the safety precautions or measures that you can put in place, and you're not saying that. Some kids are gonna you went, and then you go to a meeting, you storm out, and you say, according to y'all, you say, well, some kids are gonna die. Okay.
Like I said, I've been on this board for 13 years.
Oh, she's very into Q.
And over 20,000 people put me there, so I must be doing my job.
You know what's scary about the Q thing is that these folks really do feel like that the people they're following, the pages they're following, because they've got blue checks and because they've got a lot of followers, a lot of clicks and views, these people really do think that this is real news and real information. It's scary because I literally have to check myself. I literally have to do my own kind of pinch test to be like, okay, am I seeing this through a lens of, has someone influenced what I'm thinking? Has someone influenced what I'm saying to people every day on these live streams? Like, I really do a gut check and try to find other sources to kind of help me understand the scope of what's going on, even things I don't agree with. But it's so scary how you've got an elected official who's been in place for 13 years, and she literally is reciting QAnon bullshit. Literally, she has yet to say okay, I think we've done enough to make sure to ensure the kids have a safe learning environment. She's yet to say anything. She's only just saying how she voted and I love the kids. I love the kids. And I remember I told y'all this, whether it's an elected official or someone just in front of a camera or a microphone, don't tell me you love the kids. Show me you love the kids. Don't keep the more they keep when the cops keep saying, oh, transparency, and then they release edited, redacted, narrated bullshit video. That's not transparency. I love the kids. I love the kids. I love the kids. I love the kids. Some gonna die. Some gonna die. I'm gonna walk out. Come on, man. She posted it on her page. Okay, she spoke at a Trump rally when she was campaigning. Oh wow. Jessica, I didn't know that. Oh, she's flagrant with it, huh? She's out there unabashedly cozy with the Proud Boy. I think I do remember her at that Trump rally.
Job. And I know that we're gonna have some disgruntled people, some ugly people, but you know what? I know my heart, and I know
I'm good. Cut her mic. I'm good. That's interesting. 22 minutes. I'm glad. Sounds like Raphael is going to continue. Hopefully he continues to ask her tough questions. Let me look at the comments. It's so why I hate Facebook, because I want to see the comments bigger. I see some of my friends in there commenting. This is crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna close this out. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all, she sent me a private message. This is Jessica. She sent me a private message after I called her a racist on Facebook and dressed her down for posting misinformation about George Floyd. Oh, she did that? She told me she couldn't possibly be racist because she had black coworkers. She had a black coworker shot in her home. I'm telling you, they sound just like 1 year removed from Jim Crow civil rights. They sound real crazy. Wow. Yeah, she should have retired. She seemed like she's out of her league in general. All right, let's hop back over. So again, no, I want to go into the article. I want to read this, and then we'll hop into the CDC's recommendations for travel this holiday weekend. All right, South Carolina hospitals have reached near crisis during third surge of the coronavirus pandemic as this state tops the rest of the nation in COVID-19 cases per capita. Again, this is from September 1st. Okay. All right. Roper St. Francis reported September 1st its highest COVID inpatient count ever, with more than 150 people hospitalized with the coronavirus across its sites. Okay. Out of every 3 Roper St. Francis hospital beds is now, one out of every 3 Roper St. Francis hospital beds is now occupied by someone being treated for COVID. And the system is paying up to $150 an hour for temporary nurses to help manage, the volume of patients. You know what? This is real. Let me see if I can find it. It was.
All right, ready or not, here.
Sorry, y'all. My mouse and everything. Roland Martin. Let me see. It was a video on Roland Martin the other day. Cause this surge. Oh, Joe Rogan. Ugh. There was a video, y'all, and this guy. When you talk about going back to the story real quick. So 1 out of every 3 beds, Roper St. Francis, as of September 1st, 1 out of every 3 beds has the COVID-19 patient. Now, did they talk about how if they're unvaccinated? Because we do know largely that this is now this third surge is comprised of a lot of unvaccinated folk, right? So I'm making that assumption. I think that's a safe assumption. Y'all keep me honest in the chat in the chat section. But there was a video, y'all, that I watch. I didn't even get. I'm gonna have a Biden rant next week too. Biden is getting on my damn nerves. Damn, he puts out so much content. Roland puts out so much content. This might have been from a while ago. I'm trying to find a little. It might have been from like 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Be patient. It was hilarious. Oh, it was around here. It was during, yeah. Right? Let's watch this right here.
In Alabama, a doctor says he ain't treating nobody unvaccinated.
Hold up. I think this man went on okay. So they talking about the doctor in Alabama says I can't treat nobody unvaccinated, right? And then, shit, what is going on?
COVID has taught a lot of us a lot of things.
Y'all, I'm so sorry.
Hey folks, how you doing? I just got.
Okay, so this is the video I want to show. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. Got like butterfingers.
A quick question about this whole COVID, not getting vaccinated and running to the fucking hospital once you get the virus.
This is how I feel.
Because this shit is out of fucking control. All right.
You sound like
I'm gonna
me.
give you a quick story on why I think it's out of fucking control. Last week,
just so you know, fun fact: when I curse, I break up words like in between syllables with the F-bomb. And the way this guy, this is a masterpiece. If you are sensitive to profanity, go ahead and log off. I'm so sorry. I know you don't want to start I know you don't want to always start your day with a couple of F-bombs, but this to me is better than caffeine. This is how I curse. This is music to my ears. I know I'm going to lose people from watching this. Sorry. If you got kids nearby, earmuffs or AirPods. All right, I'm gonna wind it. Let me just watch from the beginning. God damn it. Butterfingers over here.
Vaccinated. That's it. Jason Valentine, a physician at Diagnostic Medical Center, Infirmary Health in Mobile, Alabama, posted a photo on Facebook this week of him pointing to a sign taped to a door informing patients of his new policy starting October 1st.
I don't blame him.
The sign says Dr. Valentine will no longer see patients that are not vaccinated against COVID-19. Valentine says he came to his decision because COVID is a miserable way to die, and he cannot watch them die like that.
I feel you on that.
Alabama, of course, reported 4,465 new coronavirus cases on Wednesday. The state has recorded more than 645,000 cases since the start of the pandemic. The thing here is that he said
these southern states with the governors who are in the way, to kind of reference Joe Biden, these southern states, that's why they're distracting with shit like you notice when anything gets hot, they go for abortion. They go for all the cultural touch points for their conservative base. So they go for abortion and they go for border. They go for immigration, and abortion, a woman's right or a person's right to choose, right? A person's right to bodily autonomy. They always do that. That's why you see Abbott and in voter rights, right? Voter suppression. That's the go-to. That's why you got dumbass Nancy Mace at the fucking border and a fucking tank top at night, at 1:00 at night. Where was all that fucking vigilance at your fucking house when it got tagged up? But anyway, when you see numbers like this from Alabama, from Mississippi, from Texas, from Florida, from South Carolina, you see that they're willing to have folks die being disinformed, misinformed, and not having adequate access to information or adequate access to vaccinations, to testing. You see these states literally, you hear it, you heard Barbara Crosby say it literally from the school board. They're willing to have folks die. And so I get it when a doctor was like, I'm not trying to watch you die. If you're unvaccinated, and the reason why I'm showing this because, again, relating it to the article I'm going to continue to read from, as we top the country per capita, as South Carolina tops the country per capita, we're treating folks and making space for folks who are choosing to continue to flaunt that this is a hoax, this is not real, this is the flu, even as they're struggling to breathe. As they're being intubated, they're spitting in doctors' and nurses' faces. They're denying that they have COVID. They won't listen to the doctor. Doctor says, "Hey, you tested positive for COVID." They're not believing it, right? They rather believe some dude dressed in bearskin with an American flag painted on his face with horns in his head. They rather believe that type of QAnon bullshit than they would a fucking doctor. Their local doctor. Their local doctor. This ain't some doctor from on high coming down. Your local doctor who you know. Right? Now I get it why doctors is like, no, I'm not treating you. If you're not vaccinated, I can't take care of you.
Adrian, he can't do it for people who have actually turned him down. He said, no, I'm sorry. If you're going to turn the vaccine down, I'm not going to treat you. I've heard. There was one guy who was a video that went viral. I think it was a TikTok video. He did like 2 minutes, and he was mad as hell because his wife has a particular illness, and he said point blank, he says y'all believe in God so much, and since y'all say choice, he said if you get sick, he said play it out. Don't go to the hospital.
Pray on it.
He said play it out. He said if you don't, this is what he said. He said if you don't believe the doctors, if you don't believe the scientists,
I got compassion.
Play that thing out. Y'all go ahead and roll it.
Here we go.
Hey folks, how you doing? I just got a quick question about this whole COVID. Not getting vaccinated and running to the fucking hospital once you get the virus fucking deal, because this shit is out of fucking control, all right? And I'm gonna give you a quick story on why I think it's out of fucking control. Last week I had to bring my wife into the hospital. She has stage 4 breast cancer. She was dealing with some symptoms, and I had to bring her in to get some fluid drained. She was having some pain, blah, blah, blah. She was in there for 2 days. On the 3rd day, she honestly should have stayed one more day, maybe 2 more days, okay? But on the 3rd day, instead of draining her fluid and what they wanted to do, they told us that she had to be discharged because they had no room left in the hospital because of COVID. Here's my question. Why 99% of everybody that's in the hospital with COVID right now is unvaccinated. Okay? If you really fucking believe that COVID's not real, and you really believe that's not a big deal, and you really believe that you don't need to get the vaccine, that is your fucking right. Okay? I'm not going to argue with you about that.
Right.
What I am going to argue with about is you running to the fucking hospital once you get the virus.
Right.
If you don't trust the medical field to prevent you from getting it, why do you trust them to cure you from it? Why do you run to the fucking hospital? If you really believe that COVID's not a big deal and it's not this, that, the other, and you don't get the vaccine because stick to your fucking guns and keep your motherfucking ass at home. Stop running to the hospital, putting everybody else at fucking risk, and in turn, the collateral damages. People like my wife who actually need medical fucking help for a chronic fucking disease get kicked out of the hospital because your dumb ass is too stupid to go get a fucking vaccine shot. Keep your ass at home. If you really believe COVID's not a big deal, prove it. Stick to your fucking guns, keep your ass at home, and fucking deal with it.
That's it. Well, take your veterinarian medicine at home. Listen to let your QAnon shaman, prescribe care, right? What they doing? They taking the horse heart dewormer, whatever. They doing that. They they doing all these different like DIY remedies and whatnot. All that. Stay home. Okay, Whiskey Neat, you just shared something very sensitive in the chat. I want to say I'm so sorry. Whiskey Neat just wrote you lost a friend last week to COVID. I'm super sorry to hear that. This is devastating. You wrote that you know he was for the vaccination, but he chose to wait to get vaccinated with his teenage daughter when she was eligible. When he waited, why he waited makes you angry. Please consider getting vaccinated if you haven't. Again, my condolences. It's super sad, and we're hearing too many of these stories about folks who waited, or some folks are on the fence, and like and it's younger people. It's not even elderly people my parents' age. It's younger people, 30s and 40s. I think that was in the paper the other day again. How younger people are falling prey to this disease here in South Carolina in record numbers. Oh yeah, this is the story I wanted to play here. Look at this dummy right here. You see this dummy? I'm not even gonna play this morning. I'm hungry and I'm kind of hangry. I'm not gonna play this bullshit. She out there. Remember when she did this bullshit? Remember when she's posted this Photoshop bullshit? Remember? But she at the border and never took the shit down. It's still on her Twitter account. But now we're supposed to lift you up on our shoulders because you down there in the tank top. And we know what you're doing in that fucking tank top too. Don't even try to you fucking pick me. God.
3,500.
She is so like corny. She's such a pick me. Thank you.
Now to the latest numbers of COVID-19 cases in South Carolina. DHEC is reporting more than 3,500 new confirmed cases today. Over 17% of the tests were positive. 73 more people have died with the virus in the state.
It's from a couple
of days
ago.
The New York Times reports that South Carolina had the highest number of new cases per 100,000 people of any state in the country. DHEC medical consultant Dr. Jonathan Kaneka says that there is no clear explanation of why other states with the same vaccination rates did not see such a surge. But he says mask wearing in schools could be a...
We do, yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah, mask wearing in schools. I hate though. We don't know. We've got the similar vaccination rates. Something in the milk ain't clean. Somebody not doing something. What people not doing? They're not wearing masks. I was out. I'm back. Do you remember? Okay. I don't know if there's any other black people listening or watching right now. I don't know if you had the same experience I had when the pandemic initially started. And remember that there was like this inconsistency and like remember, I think it was the government or news sources were saying, don't wear a mask. You know, you're going to freak everybody out. Somebody said, I think even somebody messaged me saying, don't wear a mask. Right. And I'm like, and I said, what? And I was team, I'm going to wear a mask whenever I can get my, you know, and then people started making it, and black women, especially here in the Low Country, start hand making masks like crazy. And so I remember I was wearing a mask, and I remember the looks I would get. I remember the girl at AutoZone had erected the partitions. This is really early on. They erected the partitions at the checkout counter, and I was in there to get some fucking floor mats. I think when I just bought my Ultima last year, and I was like, okay. And she came around the fucking partition, asked me. I was wearing mask and gloves, and she came to question me. I'm like, bitch, if you don't just ring up my goddamn vinyl mats and just shut the fuck up, like the glares. And I feel like the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I remember, and I was stereotyping the ones that feel a little QAnon adjacent people. Again, I was at an AutoZone, not the stereotype, but I'm a stereotype. I was at an AutoZone. Near Ravenel, right? And this white girl walks around the partition and be like, why are you wearing gloves? Because my mother fucking 70 years old and she in the motherfucking car right now and I don't want her to die. That's why I'm wearing gloves. Almost like I was going to go and eat my Captain D's with the gloves on or some shit. Shut the fuck up, questioning me. And I feel like that's starting to come back again, that people are looking at other people who are wearing masks, right? because people just, the numbers look great at one point, right? In the spring, they look great. We thought we were going to open up 4th of July, hot dogs, everybody's going back on the road, shot girl summer, right? But then things turn because of the unvaccinated. And I feel like that when I go to Target, when I go out, I feel like people are still like, why are you wearing a mask kind of thing? And so when we don't know what we got vaccination rates because people ain't wearing a mask because you can still be vaccinated and spread coronavirus. And those who are not protected are going to be infected. And South Carolina is wide open. It's Diet Florida. It's Diet Florida. At least in Charleston, it's Diet Florida. It really is. It's the same thing. I don't know what. Oh, what? Shoulder shrug. What the fuck? You know why? You be here for 5 minutes and you know why. People's attitudes towards attacking this virus is very, very suspect.
Vaccination rates did not see such a surge, but he says mask wearing in schools could be a factor.
No, there is a good study, a good model that's been put out by researchers in North Carolina and Georgia that says, if kids in schools are consistently wearing face masks, they could avert to 50% of the cases that we think would occur otherwise.
And in their weekly news conference, DHEC reported that age group has the highest number of new cases are those in the 11 to 20-year-old group.
Taking a look at the numbers in North Carolina now, Health and Human Services reports over 7,000.
So where is WYFF? Y'all know where that news affiliate? I guess it's at the border. Is it up? Is it like I know WCNC is Charlotte, Rock Hill. I don't know where WYFF is, but shout out to them for that coverage. I don't know why we're leading. I know why. And remember when I know I'll be beating up on Butcher and B a little bit. I'm watching all these liberal spaces that are trying to be political but not political, trying to be pro-black but not really pro-black. I'm watching all these let me see if I can find it. Butcher and B masks. Virtue signaling. Like he could have just said that. Let me see if I can find it. It was I think Hannah Raskin before she completely left the Butcher and B. Let me just do that. Before she left the Post and Courier, I think Hannah interviewed Butcher and B, and they were like, "Oh, we're not going to wear masks anymore because it's virtue signaling." Mask are coming off. And it was like, and he didn't even have to say that it's virtue signaling. He could have just said, hey, we're looking at science and the numbers indicate that it might be safer for us not to, let's see right here. Is it this? No. Let me go back. You know me, y'all know I love to scroll past shit. I think this is it right here. Charleston scene. Jesus. Downtown Charleston rest for shake off remnants of the pandemic. Yeah, Hannah before she left. This is from June. And Butcher and B was like unmasking the mask coming off of Butcher and B. Says what like just don't get ahead of yourself. You put a little too much dip on your chip there, Mr. Michael. Right? Let me see. So yeah. This is what he says. It's a big step because we have a fairly conservative management team. Let's say that again. Oh, let's say that again. Let's read it from the tippy top. Oh, why we've got decent vaccination rates. We don't know why the rate. We don't know why we're leading the country per capita. This is the attitude. This is from liberal leaning, left leaning, air quotes like a motherfucker, Butcher and B. Right, the masks are coming off at Butcher and B. This is June 1st, under what owner Michael Shmevtov has termed the Great Unmasking. Wow, he really went he jumped off. As we say in hip hop, he jumped out the window. Okay. All right. The Great Unmasking. Vaccinated back of house. Look at that. Vaccinated back of house employees last week were given a go ahead to work without face coverings if they choose. Vaccinated front of house employees will soon receive the same offer. It's a big step because we have a fairly conservative management team. I want you to keep that in mind next time they do some Joe Biden and Democratic Party stuff. It's a big step because we have a fairly conservative management team, said Shmevtov, adding that he was initially unsure whether the sight of bare faces would scare guests. We don't want it to be jarring, meaning you don't want to be anyway. Ultimately, let me stop contextualizing that. Ultimately, though, Shmevtov concluded that the science outweighed the optics. There is no longer a medical reason for masks. At that point, that wasn't even true. At that point, I'm about to read this chat. That wasn't even okay. YFF is Greenville. Thank you. All right. At this time, June 1st. Even me, like I know I've been traveling. Y'all know I've been traveling. Yep. I've been on a plane. I have not been driving up to the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, New Jersey, Philadelphia. No. But I'm masked up on that plane. I'm social distancing, whatever. I made the best choices. I'm fully inoculated. Looking forward to a booster when Moderna get their shit together. I have parents. My mom still wears a mask. So when I take my mom shopping, she like to sit in the back seat and make me a chauffeur. She started to do that shit now, and I think she said because she wanted the social distance, and I said you just want a chauffeur anyway. She said in her mind she's social distancing right in my car with her mask on. And so when we together, my mom likes to wear a mask. Now, when we're in the house, we stopped wearing a mask in the house on Wamala. Again, both my parents are fully vaccinated and doing pretty good. And my mom is not on any medications for anything. My mom is actually the GOAT health-wise. But anyway, my mom has not stopped wearing a mask in public. My mom has not stopped wearing a mask when she chooses to work. My mom has not stopped wearing a mask, doing a variety of tasks, especially when she's indoors, right? And so I'm trying to remember back to June 1st. Yeah, we got a little comfortable, shot girl summer, but we still saw hella black people in Charleston wear masks, indoor and outdoor, right? And I was always the asshole walking around here without a mask. I would catch myself and feel really insecure because I saw a number of black people still wearing masks at this time when Biden was saying that we're going to reopen and all that other stuff, right? So anyway, when he says there's no longer a medical reason, you're not a doctor. According to the CDC prevention, fully vaccinated people are no longer right. And I remember. Need to wear a mask, right? And a fully. I remember the CDC said that, but we were still wearing a mask, right? To me, and this is what he says. To me, the unmasking of Butcher and B staff represents getting to the end. This is capitalism talking, y'all. This is not you really give a fuck, right? To me, the unmasking of Butcher and B, trying to make a fucking event out of it, represents getting to the end. Shmevtov says it was the last big precaution we were taking unnecessarily. Ooh, look. So look. You saying the quiet part out loud that you really didn't give a fuck, right? To me, the unmasking of the Butcher and B staff represents getting to the end. Shmevtov said it was the last big precaution we were taking unnecessarily. Now it's just virtue signaling. Man, come on, man. Come on. It's like he was so positive. Am I the only one bothered by that? I probably am. Being a little sensitive to Butcher and B. I'm just not a huge fan. I'm just not a huge fan of any of these organizations or businesses that have been positioning themselves to appear a certain way, but who really Butcher and B just showed you that they're conservative, but they like to act liberal. That's like they're like the Joe Cunningham of restaurants. All right, Dr. Claw, you said, hey, Dr. Claw, I ain't seen you in a bit. Dr. Claw, you says, man, I'm glad for that mask. The amount of cussing going on behind mine, right? Oh, I be cussing people out behind masks. Oh my God. Let me scroll down some. Justin, you said he says one of my very cute liquor store accounts. What? One of your very cute liquor store accounts. Oh, was staring and laughing at me. Oh, because you're in that business. I got you. You're very cute. QAnon connected liquor store accounts was staring and laughing at you the other day for wearing one in the store. But I know how they think, right? So yeah, be sure to wear it. Exactly. Yep. Dr. Claw, you laughed at me saying left leaning. Yeah. I'm telling you, people think Charleston is progressive. The only Charleston is blue. Only thing Charleston's blue about is the right to abortion. That's you show me where else they're really like left. Show me where they don't give a fuck about workers' rights. They don't care about these schools, right? These parents want to segregate these schools. They take their kids out of these neighborhood schools and go to schools that have less diversity. You show me where Charleston is a fucking blue gem. You show me that, right? Jessica, you want to say in Somerville, black locals are always masked, right? For real, I'm telling you. I was driving the other day, going to Target. Y'all know I live in West Ashley, and I'm looking at this this car full of black people. They looked like they were all like senior citizens age. Everyone in the car had a mask on. I'm looking at the black guy riding the bike. He got a mask on. I'm looking at the black guy walking past the McDonald's and Checkers over here on 17. He got a mask on, right? Like I'm just seeing black people just ain't playing with this thing. Even the ones who don't like get vaccinated, they gonna wear a mask because they know like, okay, something floating around, right? Yeah. Like it's just, I got you. I know you mean stroking. I got you. I know you know how to spell better than me. All right, Joy, you just dropped in the chat. They can keep laughing all the way to right. But for businesses like Butcher and Beat to like, they really, it's almost like spiking the football when we're nowhere near. That's the one thing I don't care. Like honestly, I'm gonna tell you where I agree, where I kind of agree with the right. Sometimes CDC is like, in terms of information dissemination, like CDC is all over the place. For real. So what I start, like, in terms of what they mandate, I keep an eye on it because it's important. But what I've learned to do was really like, there are doctors, either public doctors or even me seeking out personal medical information. I listen to my doctors. I ask them what they think. I ask my friends who have medical degrees, my friends whose husbands are doctors, hey, what are you doing personally? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, they were like, okay, yeah, I'm still wearing the mask. I'm like, okay, you know what? It makes sense, right? And they rattle off reasons why they would still wear the masks. I know that this country is not New Zealand. We are not Canada. We were not like really enthusiastic about stomping out this virus. So anything that the CDC dispenses to me is like, I give it like 30 or 60 days behind what I really feel like it's not really caught up to the realities or something like that. I don't know. I don't. The CDC is infuriating because they are kind of inconsistent with how they dispense information, and they do it in a way they have to retract things, and it's frustrating. I trust the CDC. I'm not saying that don't trust them. I just feel like there's like a lag, or that like there's something like timing wise, it's not always current. And I think that's fair criticism, right? But I listen to doctors. I listen to my doctor, my friends. I listen to doctors that I trust from MUSC. I look at how doctors and healthcare officials walk around. I looked at those doctors, those medical officials, or those medical personnel that went to that city council meeting. They were masked up. I get it. They were indoors. I get it. Right? So yeah, I don't know. For a company like Butcher and Bee that has such a connection to the community, so connected, so many people are fans of them, and the food is delicious. Like, I'm not telling you not to go to Butcher and Bee. I'm not telling you that. I'm just telling you that like the political stuff they like to do is really suspect. And the way that he like spiked the football like the game was over. Like, dude, we still dealing with that, and that shows you that it's just a profit motive. It really wasn't any type of like he really didn't offer up anything, right? Yeah, spiking the football at the 50-yard line, good one. I expected Justin to get in there and say that, but B-Man, you got it. Justin, I'm gonna tell you my fantasy football team named Justin. If you're watching and listening. It's just really profane, and I'm gonna have to explain it first. I'm like, how do I tell him this? I'm gonna send you a voice memo on IG, Justin. All right, let's get to the CDC, right? About travel, because it's about to be popping. As Katie said earlier, we're about to have a bridge run in 2 weeks. Y'all, right? Y'all.
Unvaccinated Americans should not travel Labor Day weekend because the COVID risk is too high right now.
Jesus.
That's the message today from the CDC.
Given where we are with disease transmission right now, we would say that people need to take their own these risks into their own consideration as they think about traveling. First and foremost, if you are unvaccinated, we would recommend not traveling.
Okay, so that was it. Let me get out of here. Cancel. All right, let me get out of here. Y'all could tell what I be watching when I ain't on. Look, this is what I be watching. Sports. I definitely don't be watching no TED Talks though. Mad Frontline. Like when I get off Twitch, I just turn into an old lady, just watching Mad Frontline and reading a National Geographic. Here we go.
European Cafe.
What's this from? Wait, hold up. I think I want to do the GMA. Let me do the GMA clip.
Ida's record-shattering rains, flooding roads, rails, and airports. Newark, New Jersey, just one spot. Look at that, swamped by historic amounts of water. And look at this flooded baggage room at Newark Airport. Hundreds of flights canceled today. And it's the day many Americans began to head out the door to their Labor Day weekend destination. So let's turn now to ABC Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez, who's at New York's West Side Highway with the latest on all of this. Good afternoon, Gio.
Hey there, Kenneth. Yeah, New York woke up today to just about every subway line just completely shut down after that flash flood emergency. Let's take a look at those pictures right now because the water was just gushing out of the wall, flooding the platform and tracks. We also saw incredible images of flooding over at Newark International Airport in New Jersey. You showed some of that video, this right here from that baggage room overnight, just incredible. And I'm told it got even worse. Workers tell us that parts of the airport actually had to be evacuated, canceling so many flights. All of this happening as travel picks up now for the upcoming holiday weekend.
Even with the Delta variant still menacing parts of the nation and world, Americans are looking to travel this Labor Day weekend. In fact, experts say bookings for this weekend may be just as strong as they were in mid-July. Topping the domestic destinations, Las Vegas, Atlanta, and Denver. And when you look internationally, Mexico and the Caribbean are the most popular.
That seems to suggest that once travelers have started feeling more comfortable going to places like Mexico and the Caribbean, that those international booking numbers are starting to recover. It's just a shift away from that transatlantic travel that we saw over the summer, but I still think we're seeing travelers feeling comfortable traveling internationally as long as it's close to home.
In fact, Scott Keyes over at Scott's Cheap Flights says the number of Americans traveling to Mexico is 10% higher than before the pandemic even began.
I think you're going to see a continued surge in excitement for flights to Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo,
all the
those
brown
sort of
places,
relaxing and resort type destination favorite.
All the brown places that don't want you there. Shout out to my homegirl Mickey in Hawaii, with the Hawaii People's Fund. She's like, don't come. She says, Mika, like, when it's all, she said, tell everyone don't come. 40,000 people a day come to, 40 or 30,000 people a day come to Hawaii. They're really grappling with this coronavirus pandemic. She's like, don't come, but as soon as this is over, you can come and stay at my house. I'm like, yeah, I'm totally coming. But, you know, and there's places in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's been very activists on the ground there. I've been like, don't come. Don't come. Let me see if I can find one more travel related. I thought I queued one up. Oh, yeah, right here. I think we didn't play this one, did we?
Carolina has one of the highest COVID case rates in the country, but that's not stopping people from flocking to places like Bluffton and Hill.
Who knows where's the WJCL ABC? What region is that? Do y'all know that?
Hilton Head for Labor Day weekend.
He said Hilton Head. Okay.
Our Brooke Butler spoke with businesses. And Brooke, what kind of crowds are they expecting to see?
Yep,
Riley, a lot of restaurants like Lulu Kitchen here on Hilton Head Island tell me they're already booked up for the holiday weekend.
Well, we have a big reservation list already for both Friday and Saturday evening.
So far, it looks like we're on track to have another really busy weekend.
Restaurants in both Bluffton and Hilton Head say it's been a busy summer, and they're expecting that trend to continue this holiday weekend.
It's looking like it's going to be a packed house, sold out show.
These restaurants will be taking a number of precautions to keep everyone safe. Marshall Sampson, co-owner of Pizza Co. in Bluffton, says most of his staff has gotten vaccinated and his restaurant is taking certain seating away.
What we've done also, we have a chef's counter that we normally people love to sit at. We've actually.
That's how Butch and B should have been talking, even back then, even when the CDC was right? Like, look, and like, dude ain't wearing a mask. I get it, but at least act like, at least perform. What do you call that? Performative, like cleanliness. I'm not mad at that. That performative cleanliness thing that businesses have engaged in. I'm not mad at that because I'm not even a germaphobe, but I've kind of become a slight germaphobe since the pandemic. Right. And I'm like, damn, we were kind of living foul before. We weren't really sanitizing like that. We wasn't wiping down like that. Right. So the one silver lining from the COVID-19 pandemic has been like a heightened sense of like basic cleanliness, not over the top, but like at least do the performative thing like this, like, hey, we've taken away this seating, we're doing this, we're spraying down, we're like at least try to act like you give a fuck.
Taken that away, our bar upstairs, we've taken all the seats away from that. We've made more outdoor seating and more outdoor seating on our front patio just to kind of accommodate everybody that might have an issue.
Over at Lulu Kitchen on Hilton Head Island, owner Scott Hastings says they're offering things like hand sanitizer to customers.
We're feeling pretty comfortable. We do take the precautions, like I said, with the sanitizers and things of that nature. So we still are very aware of the situation, with the health situation.
And Riley Hastings.
Is he still, how many times did he say situation?
You just heard from tells me that a lot of their customers, 90% in fact, will actually be sitting in outdoor seating. That's that lattice fence that you see. There's actually outdoor seating behind there. Back to you.
And Brooke, what about rentals? What are they expecting to see this weekend?
Riley, I actually checked in with Island Time. They tell me that Hilton Head is seeing 100% occupancy this holiday weekend. Back to you.
Wow.
All right.
Yo, and it was like, y'all feel how good it's been feeling outside in the morning? No humidity, 60-something degrees. I was in here freezing because the AC was like, hiked up bananas. And I'm like, damn, why am I cold? Then I go out on my balcony. I'm like, oh, it's kind of nice out. Right? All right, let me hop over to the story again that I queued up this morning right here. All right, so this is the news that today's Post and Courier, I believe this is in today's Post and Courier from Emily Williams. More Americans are holding off on making travel plans or booking flights because of the rapidly spreading Delta variant. But, of course, there's a but when it comes to South Cac. But based on recent indicators and predictions for the holiday weekend, it's likely Charleston will still be busy with tourists this Labor Day. The airport in North Charleston is one of the top 10 domestic destinations where flyers are arriving for the end of summer holiday, according to Adobe Digital Economy Index analysis. All right, other top United States destinations include Honolulu. We just talked about that. Whiskey Neat, I'm about to read your comment. Denver. So Honolulu, Denver, Orlando, Las Vegas, and Phoenix, right? Then scroll down. There's another stat, right? Another report put the state's two most popular tourist destinations, Charleston and Dirty Myrtle, all right, Charleston and Dirty Myrtle, near the top of the most bookings at short-term rentals for this weekend. Wow. All right, the short-term rental tracking site AirDNA said that Dirty Myrtle was ranked 4th in the nation with Labor Day weekend bookings, up to 43% from 2019. Charleston came in number 14. And bookings were up nearly a quarter from last pre-COVID-19 Labor Day weekend. Unlike hotels, South Carolina short-term rentals saw a little drop in demand during 2020. I can attest to that. I have a friend who has her grandmother's house, like the family still has the grandparents who have passed on. Their house is an Airbnb, I believe in Dorchester County, and she was surprised by how like the demand has been so great throughout the pandemic. But a lot of people like myself, like on my birthday last year, when I went to Fort Lauderdale, don't judge me, when I went to Fort Lauderdale with my registered nurse friend, when I went to, but no, it was 3 of us, and we booked this pretty sizable Airbnb. because it had outdoor space. They had a backyard pool. We could be outside. We ate most of our meals in this large screened-in patio in the back. Like, we tried to do that, and the owner of the property had this amazing COVID-19 resource manual, right? But I say all that to say we sought out an Airbnb because we thought that that's where we could be the safest. So I think. But now Airbnb prices are crazy, where now people are like, fuck this, I'm not paying this. Like, Airbnb price, y'all, some of y'all gotta relax. Some of y'all gotta relax. Like, seriously, it ain't a 5-star. Y'all are riding the wave. I guess somebody's paying for some of these rates. These Airbnbs are out of hand. Not just here, like everywhere. Like, they're out of pocket with what they're charging. But people are trying to stay safe. So I think that's why the demand and the price has gone up, is because people are just trying to create ways where they feel a little safer. Let me get back to the chat over here. Whiskey, you had mentioned something about Maui. Let me see. Yet you said the locals in Hawaii and Mexico are begging people not to go. Yep. And then you went on to say in Maui, they are prioritizing resources to tourists over locals, which is so messed up. And it's been publicly shared, begging people to stop coming. Yet MFers still rolling through by the thousands. Yeah, and these are countries that where they have indigenous populations, y'all, that will not be resourced to fight this pandemic. All right, let's get back to our story here. Again, this is from today, from Emily Williams from the Post and Courier. So short-term rentals are still in high demand. Let me read that again. Unlike hotels, South Carolina's short-term rentals saw a little drop in demand during 2020 and have continued to post strong numbers. By the end of July, the number of nights sold at the state's vacation rental was up nearly 23% from the same period pre-pandemic. Most Labor Day travel estimates point to a slowdown for what was fairly dramatic recovery, which was fairly a dramatic recovery for tourism early in the summer. It really was. I'm telling you, it was shot girl summer. We were ready. All right. Adobe's analysis found that in June, the United States consumers spent only 5% less on domestic flights than they had in 2019. In contrast, Americans spent about a third less on domestic flights during the first 3 weeks of August. Before COVID-19. Still, South Carolina hasn't seen a significant slowdown in tourism metrics, at least not yet. They won't. Gary Edwards. See, the thing is, like, when I talk about how there's a lack of messaging and campaigning around, the public transportation options or where you can find vaccines or where you don't see that. But where they are spending their money. You know what they are spending their ad money on ads, probably out of state ads that reach other markets. Advertising that Charleston is now open, because we can't be number one and have all these people booking these flights and booking up these short-term rentals if they're not receiving information about, hey, we're open, we're here. So they definitely, this state has definitely spent its resources. And we know that the CVB received millions of dollars in COVID relief money earlier on in the pandemic. Millions of dollars of COVID relief money went to CVB. It was reported by the Post and Courier that money went toward advertising. Millions, not hundreds, millions of dollars went to the CVB and other like tourist attraction cities and whatnot and entities, right? Millions went to the CVB. Just want to say that again, right? So let me read it again. Still, South Carolina hasn't seen significant slowdown in tourism metrics, at least not yet. Gary Edwards, a consultant between Charleston County Aviation Authority, the Charleston County Aviation Authority, y'all, you know that Mayor Tecklenburg sits on that board. You know that Elliot Summey, Helen Hill from the CVB, Mayor Haney of Mount Pleasant, right? They all have a relationship. They all sit on the board. All right. Consultant between the Charleston County Aviation Authority and Explore Charleston CVB said he's not aware of a let up in bookings at Charleston International. We have had robust traffic every weekend this past summer, and we don't expect that to change. You damn right you don't, Mr. Edwards, because y'all spending money. Y'all spending money. Ain't spending no money on no black programming, though. That little meager ass internship from HBCUs. Get out of here. All right. In terms of hotel data, there's been no indication that the Delta variant has hurt demand in Charleston, unfortunately, said Daniel Gutentag, director of the College of Charleston Office of Tourism. Last week, occupancy was roughly the same that it was during the same week in 2019. All right, let's get to Labor Day. Though Labor Day tourist traffic has been hindered at times by the threat of hurricanes, the long weekend typically provides a boost to the industry when severe weather isn't a factor. I will say this. I really do hope that the folks that keep tourism, keep the hospitality industries open, to keep, I hope that the workers do experience some sort of benefit financially. I hope they get lots of tips. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, new subby. Thank you, Estrella Fuega. Right? I really do hope that the working class people who keep this industry afloat. Thank you. Who's doing this? Thank you, Katie. I really do hope that they definitely are able to earn big this weekend. If you're gonna have it open, you'd hope that it impacts those who stand to lose the most, right? So yeah, we're gonna see a jump for sure. All right, let me hop back over here. See what we got here. It's a lazy Friday. I'm not gonna hold on till 10. I'm probably gonna bounce soon. Let me see real quick. Okay, this is interesting. Again, keep my eye on this. Even though I didn't mean to play this earlier, I played this accidentally. Let's play this so we can get a handle on what things are going to be opening up. I think college football kicks off this week, right? Didn't College Game Day already football? Y'all have to understand, like, I'm from the Northeast. All I give a fuck about is professional football. I swear to God. All right. So, so kicks off today. So, yeah, it kicks off today. Got Duke, UNC, South Dakota, Old Dominion. Where's it? Colgate, Rutgers. Gonna get Rutgers and Temple. That's a good game. That's regionally. All right, let's get to this real quick.
Here come the Gamecocks. The University of South Carolina will be welcoming back its fan base to Williams-Brice Stadium starting this week during the school's first home game. It takes place this Saturday at Willie B.
News 19's Devin Johnson explains how the school is nailing down their COVID-19 safety protocols to keep Gamecock fans safe this season.
Last year, we were about 20-25% capacity. This year, we are at 100% capacity. We have a lot of people that come to our football games, and some of them may not be vaccinated. And if there's an opportunity for them to use this time to come and get vaccinated, we definitely want to help facilitate that process.
College football season will be officially kicking off this Saturday. As Gamecock fans gear up for the 2021-2022 football season, they will now have the opportunity to get a COVID-19 vaccine during the home games this season at Gamecock Village. The Executive Associate Athletics Director Charles Bloom says USC is not requiring patrons to wear a mask. However, they're asking fans who plan to attend the games this season to wear one in indoor areas of the stadium and to stay home if you're sick.
If you have been sick or with COVID or been around someone who's been sick with COVID, we ask for you to not come to the game.
Hand sanitizer stations will be available throughout the stadium. Concession stands, ticket booths, and merchandise venues will only accept cards or mobile payment instead of cash. Bloom says.
So when I went to a recent outdoor event, that's something that happened. Like, no one is taking cash anymore. No one is taking cash. Like, a lot of vendors are not taking cash. So like, you either use Apple Pay or Google Pay, whatever the fuck Android phones have, or that or something else, or card, I guess.
There will also be a significant change in the game day walk this season.
No shade to Android.
This year, because of COVID, there's a wider path, so as not to have the players be to have the congestion between fans and players.
In Columbia, Devin Johnson, News 19, WOTX.
All right, Devin, thank you so much. And again, the Gamecocks kicking off this Saturday. And funny enough, on this set, there are only Gamecock fans.
She sounds like she ready. She sounds like she ready. I think that's. I'm really am on a serious note. I really do hope that no student athlete falls prey. No unvaccinated student athlete gets sick. I'm hoping that no athlete gets sick at all. But I think that's going to be difficult. I think we're going to see some cancellations or postponements. I think it's inevitable. But it's super sad. I didn't get into McMaster using that aid. And did we read about the whole Columbia Supreme Court, right? We already watched that. Watched local news on that. Let me see. Was this recent? Was this last night?
Frightening new numbers from
No, this wasn't recent. This was last week. Hold on one second. All right, so let me do this. Let me do my little dismount. So I'm gonna stop with I'm gonna end today with and I put this in the newsletter this morning. Again, if you got the newsletter this morning, to alert you that I'm going live this morning at 7:30. You also saw that I shared a video. I want to encourage everybody to watch this video. You can go to Gadsden Creek. The channel is called Gadsden Creek. I put it in the newsletter this morning, so check your inbox if you are subscribed to the newsletter. You will see a link to it here. Let's play it a little bit. Let me rewind it. This is my brother right here, Cyrus Buffum.
Remains of Gadsden Creek.
Cyrus is the one that really got my attention regarding the creek early on years ago. Cyrus is just an amazing resource in mind, and he's the one that found all those old articles about what the city did to take this land from Black people, to not allow them to build back their homes following the tornadoes that destroyed them, deemed their property blighted, and took their homes, and then built housing projects. We talked about housing projects this week when we did the whole Candyman live stream, right? But yeah, so you can click the video, and it's 30 minutes. This is our most recent tour. We were out there. Shout out to Nicole, who might not be on today. Shout out to Nicole. She was out there helping the kids with arts and crafts. We bring them Hannibals, we do fun things with the kids, and then we do a tour of the creek so people get the historical context of everything.
What is West Edge seeking to fill and subsequently develop? The answer is about 4 acres.
Shout out to Seb.
What DHEC refers to as critical zone.
For the edit.
Which is anything really below the high water mark. So that's the marsh grass you see there. That's the actual creek, which we'll be able to see far better once we get closer to the creek. But it's 4 acres of critical fish habitat, of habitat where you see blue crabs, you see fiddler crabs, you see oysters, you see all sorts of fish and shorebirds.
So basically, the reason why we're sharing this is because we're still organizing, y'all, to have folks fight for the creek, and we really want as many people as possible to not just watch this video, share the video. We want to
standing between.
We want to make sure that people understand that the creek is still a viable resource. Let me find. So for those who don't know, we currently have an art exhibition at Redux. So it's been on since July 30th. It'll end September 11th, right? And it's called Tidal Futures, Friends of Gadsden Creek, right? So you can go to Redux right now, walk in, and just view our timeline. If you you probably got the newsletter from Redux advertising it. I'm going to click on our link here. But what I'd like for you all to do, if you can, is please go to the Friends of Gadsden Creek page, scroll down if you haven't already, and please become a friend. We'd love to keep in touch with you and share with you information. And if you're one of those people that says, well, I'm ready for a call to action, we will be mobilizing people. We're working on our list of contacts, but we're also working on making connection with people who have an affinity for this area. So if you like this area, if you walk this area, if you had maybe you spent time there as a kid, or maybe you lived in this area, over here on the west side, you live in this area and you didn't know about the creek until some of our efforts, we really want you to become a friend of Gadsden Creek so we can continue to share our information, share the history lessons. Y'all know we love to read some of these institutions for filth, right? But we've got robust research. Shout out to the homies at the Pratt Institute. Shout out to Amron, Agatha. Shout out to Shelby. Shelby's right here who helped with this TIFF research. Shelby goes to Pratt. I got to meet Shelby when I went up to Brooklyn recently. Lindsay. So we've got the facts, y'all. We've got the history. We've got what the city has said about this area. We've got Riley on paper. We've got it all, right? But yet it's really hard. It's become it's uphill battle. And the conservation groups that are so popular here and so beloved and the ones that get so much press, honestly, they've chosen not to wrestle with this issue because of its political implications. And they've chosen not to advocate for these black people. Preservation societies, historic societies, none of these people are excited about preserving this area. None of these people have seen the beauty and the rich history for what it is. And so all your faves, your conservation, this and that, all of them, I don't want to read too many names off, they don't care. And so they don't care. And they've come up with reasons why they can't care, right? And we just want to show people why this creek is worth saving, why saving the creek means also advocating for the people in public housing who will be displaced from the peninsula, right? Who will not be given really enough choices, right? So I really encourage you all to please go to the website if you haven't already. Scroll down, become a friend, check out the research. If you don't know what to say, how to advocate for the creek, we give you all everything you needed right here. You got the visuals, then you got a visual storyline that we had the homies illustrate, and you click on each one, you get a little fact. If you don't know about the creek, we make it so easy for you to do it, right? So I'm encouraging you all, please, we need help right now. We're facing some really tough challenges. We did, however, let's see, where's our social media? While I was on vacation, why didn't they link it? Oh, here it is. It is linked. So while I was on vacation, the panel discussion hasn't been aired yet. They haven't posted it. Oh wait, I didn't share this before. Shout out, look at Nicole. Look at how tiny Nicole is. Shout out to friend to the live stream, Nicole. Nicole helped us out. Shout out Melissa. Shout out Miss Thomasina, Seb, Markel from CYAP. That's me. Shout out to the groups that are organizing for housing. Shout out Amron, Cyrus. This is from our 2 weeks ago from our mutual aid event here. Nicole is so tiny. And this is the art exhibition, y'all, that we have at Redux, right? So we have a timeline. Y'all can go to Redux here. Thank you for saying your share. You go there. We've blown up a lot of the articles and stories. We actually learned and uncovered new things about this area, and we create this timeline. As you can see, it starts off with this high watermark back here, and then we talk about all that rich history of the Cannon Street All-Stars, the agricultural fairs that used to exist, Teddy's store that's still around, but that has a rich history. Burke High School, Muhammad Ali specifically came to Charleston. Remember, I found out that Muhammad Ali came here not once but twice, but he came here specifically to support the only of its kind in the nation Black Boxers Club that existed where? Right there, right near the creek, right over there. On the west side, right? We found all this history. We found old lawsuits, people suing the city because you literally put a dump right next to these black people's homes, right next to these black people's communities. You put this dump here. A black woman sued the city. It was like, look, I got rats. I got all these critters here running around. The quality of life is shitty, and she sued the city. We got all that here. We make the case blatantly, right, at the Redux. We got a little phone booth over here where if you have a connection to the creek, you can call a Google Voice number, and you can talk about your connection to the creek. Hand sanitizers in there too. There's a resource table, right? Barbara Gather's book is probably going to be on the table. You'll get to flip through the TIF district research. You get to flip through that resource table. Shout out to the homie Rebecca. Rebecca created this art back here, taking the foliage and the plant life that you can find at the creek and creating this artistic installation here in the back, right? Right. So please make sure you keep fighting. We're really so while I was on vacation, we found out before that we won the award, outstanding artist. We got this from the U.S. Water Prize, right? Nowhere locally is gonna give us any of our flowers, but we got this award, outstanding artist, because we've got people within our collective that used art to educate kids with, right? So I got to speak on a panel with Mary, our fellow FOGC member. And so September 23rd, y'all, I'll be sharing that with y'all via newsletter and here on Twitch, is that you'll see me and Mary present, and accept our award and talk about the importance of the work we've been working on. But yeah, we just got awarded outstanding artist for the year 2021 from the U.S. Water Prize, the U.S. Water Alliance, excuse me. It's the U.S. Water Prize, but it's the U.S. Water Alliance, right? So we're super honored to do that. But yeah, go check out our social media. We really outside. When we say we outside, we really outside. We really there for people, and it's not extractive, and we want to partner with as many people as possible. So please make sure you sign up at our website and watch that video on YouTube. Oh no. Tidal Futures. Shout out to Justin Brimlett too, who comes here. I think every high tide he goes to Gaston Creek and he to draw inspiration. And Justin took these amazing pictures. He takes all kinds of pictures via drone, via camera, regular camera. But this is amazing. Look, this creek is right here, y'all. It's right here. And Gaston Green is right here, right? It's just amazing. All right, that's it. Make sure you share the video. If you got the newsletter, the video's in there linked. I really appreciate y'all. I hope you have a safe holiday weekend. Navigating coronavirus, no shame and no judgment here. If you got to get out of town, believe me, I just left for 8 days. I get it. Especially if you got kiddos, it's a 3-day weekend. It's great weather. Please be safe as you do enjoy the holiday weekend. I'll be here Monday because we're going to be talking about Labor Day. We're going to be talking about Black and people of color and their contributions to fighting for labor rights here in Charleston. So we will be talking about that on Monday. Stay safe. And hit me up on Instagram and DM if you need anything. Oh, more shirts coming. Sold out. All I got is 3 XXLs. Nobody wants XXL, I guess. Got 3. If you want a nightgown, if you're a shorty doo-wop, if you're a teeny tiny person, you want a nightgown, I got you. I got a XXL right here. But I just hit up the homie West. More shirts are coming. I might be selling them at the poorhouse. So hit me up in the DM. We just hit go on that order. So hopefully within a week we'll get that. We'll get those shirts. Maybe hopefully we can get a little quicker. All right. Have fun. I'm gonna be chilling with my family and my friends this weekend. Y'all be safe, okay? See you on Monday if you can, okay? If you got a day off, come on, spend the morning with me. Come on. You could do it. You could do it. Take care, y'all. Bye.